Warning: the following podcast contains graphic nudity and false advertisement.
Hezekiah chapter 23. It came at that time that Judas went to the Pharisees to betray Jesus. They were pleased to hear this, and they asked in what way they are to catch him. To this Judas answered, I shall lead you to them tonight, and to the one whose feet I rub will be Jesus. The Pharisees talked amongst themselves, and then told Judas that from them he would receive 20 pieces of silver. Caiaphas, who was the high priest at that time, inquired of Judas, We shall send soldiers to follow you. But Jesus, the one you speak, has performed many signs and miracles in Jerusalem. It was in this very temple that he knocked over the tables of the money changers and chased away those who wished to buy and sell. He is the most recognizable man in all of Israel. For what reason we have need of you to massage the feet of Jesus to point him out? To this Judas answered, Jesus has traveled many days and miles without rest. I have been with him all this time, and I myself find it difficult to recognize him. At this time he has gone about wearing his hair in a different way to follow a more current trend. This puzzled the Pharisees, so Caiaphas inquired further. It is not necessary to massage the feet of Jesus. In my hand I hold pen and parchment. Here, you may write down a brief description of the man, such as his garments, style of hair. It would be better still to have the street address in which he is residing. Perhaps if there is room left, you can draw a picture of the one you call Jesus. Judas answered, Why must we trouble ourselves with this difficulty? I shall make it simple for you. The soldiers will follow me to the place where Jesus is, and to the one in which I rub the shoulders of no less than 12 minutes is the one that they called Jesus. At this the Pharisees began to grumble. Caiaphas then asked Judas, Why 12 minutes? If you are going to give the soldiers a signal to show which one of them is Jesus, could they not just arrest the one whose shoulders you rub? To this Judas answered, I rub the shoulders of all the disciples. They shall gain suspicion if I do not rub the shoulders of each of them. The Pharisees became amazed at the simple-minded nature of Judas. Another Pharisee asked, How are they to know how long they are rubbing the shoulders of Jesus? See, the sun has already gone down and has made the sundials useless. We will neither be able to see our hourglasses, for the soldiers will be in hiding and will not be able to use candle or torch to watch the hourglass, for it will give away their position. Again, Judas answered, For this reason you must quietly count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, until you reach 60. When you have done this, you must do it again 12 more times. Caiaphas interjected, Rather than this, why don't you instead go to Jesus, point him out, and then shout for the soldiers to hear, It is this guy, this one right here to which I am pointing. Judas was beginning to lose his patience and said, This is a plan that will fall to pieces quickly. For one finger would point to Jesus, yes, but alas, I have 9 other fingers to which are always aimed in one direction or another. When I point with one finger, see how 3 others point back at myself. Caiaphas then asked Judas if he had consumed any wine. Judas answered, I may have had some wine at the Last Supper. Caiaphas asked, What do you mean by the Last Supper? You are more drunk than a Samaritan. To which Judas replied, I am not drunk. You are the one who is drunk. And then he belched loudly, blowing back the side locks of the priests. At this, Caiaphas became more enraged and said, Judas, you disgrace yourself with your intoxication. Judas answered, Yeah, well, I would have not been so drunk if I had something to eat. But Jesus kept eating out of my bowl. Anywho, I shall signal to the soldiers to which of them is Jesus by kissing him on the mouth. Caiaphas then said to Judas, Perhaps this was a bad idea. You are more rebukable than we first thought. See the soldiers here in the temple, how they are made confused and uncomfortable by your words and wandering hands. One of the priests interjected, Will this kiss be no less than 12 minutes like the shoulder rub? Judas answered, This kiss will continue until Jesus shoves me and rebukes me. Caiaphas asked if this is some sort of Nazarene custom, to which Judas replied, Yeah, sure, why not? Caiaphas grew harsher in his grumblings. Judas confronted him, saying, High priest, there is much stress upon you. Allow me to rub your shoulders in a manner that your wife would do. Caiaphas then said, Enough. I will give you 20 pieces of silver to lead the soldiers to Jesus in any way you feel appropriate, and another 10 pieces of silver to get lost. Judas ran from the temple, yelling back to the soldiers, Come on, men, I'll race you. One of the priests told Caiaphas that this whole plan doesn't look good for us, to which Caiaphas replied, "Perhaps you are right. I just hope that what took place here does not make it into the Bible."
Blessings upon all you Episcopalians. Did you like our sketch? Then be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And for the entire episode, go to soundcloud.com.